Remember that time you stared longingly at Disney's fanciest hotels?
Today we're talking about all of the resorts on the Magic Kingdom monorail path. We're gonna get some Grand Floridian. We're gonna get some Polynesian. We're gonna get some contemporary.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas.
Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas.
Por favor,
Bienvenidos, Monorail. I don't know.
Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
On behalf of the cast of the Walt Disney World Resort, welcome to the Magic Kingdom.
My daughter has the train. Can I get the train? Here, now let me do this.
Please stay clear of the doors. On behalf of the cast of the Walt Disney World Resort, welcome to the Magic Kingdom. No smoking, please. Please hold on to the handrail.
Monorail is a transportation option at the Walt Disney World Resort, originally at the Disneyland Resort. It is, you might call it like a train, but it is on a single beam or a monorail.
AKA the highway in the sky.
Walt Disney tried to get a German company to make a monorail because in Germany monorails were actually used for transportation. He saw one and thought it looked really futuristic and cool. He wanted one for Disneyland, so he enlisted the help of a young man at the time named Bob Gurr.
I like the monorail. I'm for the monorail.
Does anyone have negative feelings towards the monorail?
I'd been on boats. I had been on buses. But the monorail was so quintessentially Disney that one of my most vivid memories as a kid was getting on the monorail and that first view of Cinderella Castle and being like, I'm here.
There's no Disney park to me without a monorail. There's no Disneyland, there's no Epcot, there's no Magic Kingdom. The monorail is a classic piece of Disneyana. I mean, it is like, you know, it's Walt's dream come true.
I like to ride the monorail in the late afternoon as the sun is starting to go down and you can see the golden hour light reflecting from the sun on the water and shimmering, and it's just so beautiful, you know?
I can't think of the smell of the monorail. Does it smell like bad carpet?
I don't want to say it's bad, but it has a smell. There's a distinct smell when you get on the monorail, and it's some combination of body odor and children.
I don't have a particular reaction to the smell of the monorail. I often believe the smell of the monorail is influenced by the people of the monorail, and I often do have a reaction to them.
I think it smells like car with like a little bit of BO and maybe like a toot. And then you have the monorail. Right here in the Grand Canyon Concourse next door to the gorgeous Mary Blair mural at the Contemporary Resort.
Disney's Contemporary Resort is an opening day resort. It opened in 1971 when Magic Kingdom opened.
On the monorail track that looks sort of like a toaster.
Like triangle, A-shaped, maybe it's a trapezoid. What is it? It's like an A-frame hotel.
It's beautiful. What can I say? I heard Duckfist called it a giant toaster. He's not a nice person.
I'm an on-fire garbage can.
Out of all of these resorts, it is the only one where the monorail runs through the building. So when you are in the lobby, you can see the monorail going above. Oh God.
In 1971, that was mind-blowing that you would have a future train go through a hotel. I mean, that's absolutely magical.
Think of this hotel as a shoe rack, and each of the hotel rooms that you can see from the outside because of the little individual windows sectioned off was able to be slid in like a pair of shoes, right into a shoe rack. Everything was installed into the rooms ahead of time and then shipped over on huge trucks to the resort, where they were then lifted by crane and slid into the shell of the actual hotel. The idea was that you would be able to then slide them out.
And it was a total failure. And
So I think the theme at the time was contemporary and modern and the future and so sleek. But now it's just toaster themed.
Not a nice person.
And it's very like kind of austere inside. Like you look up and you can see all of the different halls all the way up and to the rooms.
we're not gonna put any rooms in the middle. It's just gonna be open. And we're just gonna let air conditioning blow in and out of that all day, and we're gonna pay for it.
Well, one of the coolest things about the contemporary is the giant mural in the main concourse area that is done by Mary Blair, who famously did It's a Small World and concept art for some Disney movies like Peter Pan and Cinderella. So that is definitely an iconic thing about the contemporary, is this giant mural.
The only thing I know is about the hidden things in the mural. In the mural? I said Muriel. Who is Muriel? That's like somebody's auntie or grandma.
And on the mural on one side is a 5-legged goat, which I think was just put there for funsies and for people like us to talk about it and be like, hey, did you see the 5-legged goat?
No, in the mural. In the mural! You guys are not gonna do this to me again. This is not gonna be Leprechaun Gate again.
And there's a goat. You know what I mean.
In the mural. In the mural! The mural! Okay, move on. I'm done with this.
I don't think it's hard to find the lobby.
Yes, it is actually.
You just walk in the front door. Pretty straightforward.
Oh my gosh, yes, it is very hard to find the lobby. I remember we were almost late to our dinner reservation because we were literally just trying to find out where the lobby was.
No, it's on the first floor where lobbies are. I guess if you came in by monorail, you'd be on the 4th floor and you'd be like, is this the lobby? And you might be confused.
The 4th floor of the contemporary is where all the stuff is. It's where like the shops are and the restaurants and stuff. So you're like, okay, well maybe the lobby's on the 3rd. No, I don't even know what's on the 3rd. I don't think it exists because I'm pretty sure there's an escalator that goes straight from the 2nd to the 4th.
The contemporary has escalators on escalators on escalators.
Is someone having a hard time finding the lobby? Is it Quincy? Can Quincy not find the lobby?
Deep in the heart of the contemporary, where daring souls dwell, far below the laughing children of Chef Mickey's and the dazzling souvenirs of the Fantasia store, you will find a level, unbeknownst to many. The lobby. It's the front desk.
This is where Richard Nixon did his famous "I am not a crook" speech. Right there in the Contemporary Hotel.
Is that not, like, if I said I will give you $1 million if you can tell me exactly where Richard Nixon said I'm not a crook, would you have been able to say the Ballroom of the Americas B at Disney's Contemporary Resort? Isn't that fascinating?
Do you think Richard Nixon ate at Chef Mickey's that day? Mickey Mouse comes over, Richard Nixon stands up, gives one of these for the photo. And then he just goes to the ballrooms like, I'm gonna give the most iconic speech of my entire presidential career. But he's still in picture mode, right? That's why he does this, is because he's just been at Chef Mickey's and he was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm not a crook. And then he goes up to the California Grill and watches the fireworks. What a great vacation.
Of the others on the loop,
Contemporary is number 1. Anybody who says otherwise is lying to themselves and they're lying to you. And do not let them tell you that it's not.
is my number 3.
Don't let them do it. Don't let them tell you that.
It's my least favorite.
It is the best.
I'm sorry, it's number 3.
It's so good.
This is number 3 for me.
I look like a bobblehead.
Very legendary. This is where all of your friends will tell you to eat when you come to Disney World.
Disney's Polynesian Resort.
Technically called Disney's Polynesian Village Resort.
Hold on, I am not ready yet. Okay, us veterans don't call it that. We call it the Poly, okay?
Poly, poly, poly! Poly!
It's not even a resort, it's a living, breathing thing.
I'm wearing mixed florals because of the Polynesian. I feel like mixed florals is a thing. It might look dumb, But is it even an RTT if I don't look dumb? No, is the correct answer to that. It's not. I look like a bobblehead.
Another opening day resort, okay? So the two opening day resorts were the Contemporary and the Polynesian Village Resort. If you face the Magic Kingdom, because on the right, you will see the Contemporary. If you go around the river bend a little bit to the left, just before you get to the Transportation and Ticket Center, there you will find Disney's Polynesian Village Resort.
And the Polynesian Resort has a tropical theming to it that I adore.
The Polynesian Resort has some of the most iconic dining options at Walt Disney World. Literally, it has become a spot for people to eat at all over the world because the food is so iconic. It's so delicious, it's fresh, and there's so many diverse options.
You could eat a pineapple in 7 different forms at the Polynesian.
Let's just get into the big mama of them all, and you know what I'm talking about, okay? And guess what? It means family.
Ohana, which I talked in depth about previously on RTT. The most delicious nudes you've ever had.
If you want to get the meat sweats and eat your face off and, you know, have characters, and it's amazing. Ohana is it. What an amazing restaurant.
In a cafe, it's upstairs in the Polynesian. They've got some, it's a more moderately priced table service option.
It's also all about the Tonga toast. So if you're a fan of French toast and you want to have it with a little bit of an extra kick, if you know what I mean?
It is so good. And they somehow seal it. I think they dip it in like egg batter or pixie dust or fairy tears.
There's also Pineapple Lanai, which is the Dole Whip spot. And this is the primo place to get Dole Whip in Disney World. You can take your Dole Whip over to the beach. My favorite thing in the whole world is to go get my Pineapple Lanai Dole Whip and then go sit on the beach and watch Happily Ever After because they play the music. So I'm sitting there eating my Dole Whip, watching Happily Ever After go off across Seven Seas Lagoon, and I'm living my best life, I think. Like, I don't know if I've ever been happier.
I don't really like pineapple Dole Whip that much. Now, don't get me wrong. If pineapple's the only flavor, I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna like it because it's iconic and delicious in that sense. And every time I have it, I'm like, okay, I do like this. But pineapple to me, not the best flavor. I like coconut way more. I like lemon. I like lime. I like orange and raspberry. All more than pineapple.
I support you for liking all the other Dole Whip flavors. I don't think you're wrong. For me, my life experiences and the way that Dole Whip and the Tiki Room go hand in hand. In the original Tiki Room,
Explore all the Dole Whip flavors. Do you know how many flavors of Dole Whip you can get at Disney World now? Like 9.
that Walt Disney himself made, sat and watched.
I'm just saying, Dole Whip is amazing, but don't limit yourself just to pineapple because you think that's the only way to go.
It's all about pineapple Dole Whip.
Are they changing this resort? Is it getting a re-theme?
The resort is getting a huge refurbishment. Like the monorail station is getting refurbished, the Great Ceremonial House, which is the lobby, is getting refurbished, and then a lot, by a lot I mean all of the guest rooms are getting refurbished, and the guest rooms are getting a light Moana theme.
Touches of Moana.
I'm not upset about it. I love Moana. I'm happy to have some Moana in there. I certainly will take it over the alternative, which is that they had just done Stitch rooms. So honestly,
I'm on the fence about this because I love the 1971 Tiki vibe. I think that is so classic, and I hope we don't lose that. I have faith that the way they'll integrate Moana will be tasteful enough for old timers like me, you know, to be like, all right, this is magical. They added an extra layer of magic to it. They didn't, you know, take away any of the magic.
Pineapple Lanai, where they have Dole Whip and rotating other flavors.
To get started, I know for a fact that there will be
Every time I walk into the Grand Floridian, I feel like Eliza Doolittle, you know, someone on the street selling roses and flowers to someone with a parcel. And
Disney's Grand Floridian Resort is the most expensive on an average level of any of the Disney World Resort hotels. It is located on Seven Seas Lagoon, right between the Polynesian Village Resort and the Magic Kingdom.
It's like Victorian era themed, but with a Floridian twist, if that makes sense. But like nice, fancy Florida, not like Florida Man Swamp Florida. Like we're talking fancy.
Very fancy.
Well, hello, my lady. Hello. I'm gonna tip my hat to you because I'm at the Grand Floridian, and yes, I am Southern because this is the Floridian.
oh, it's wonderful to see you too, dear. Oh, my word. The Duke?
Ow!
Hiya, sweetheart. How you doing? You want to come on into the Grand Floridian? We're going to take good care of you, see? Here, take my arm. Oh, you're looking real good today, huh?
What am I, a clown? What do you think I am?
Just take me to my room. My luggage is in the carriage.
He's gonna ask me to do something? What am I, a puppet on a string?
Jauntily stroll through the gardens, and we why am I an old-timey man?
The Duke of Hastings? Ah, yes, I believe he's staying on floor number 3.
I expect that I'll be dining later at one of the 10 dining options here at this resort.
What does that mean? Thank you. What are old-timey manners?
It is an extravagant locale.
There used to be an orchestra that played when you checked in. You know, there would be a live, actual, you know, like a little chamber orchestra playing the most beautiful music and setting the atmosphere just perfectly.
The Grand Floridian Society Orchestra, which is no longer there, which is very sad.
I feel like I've entered Fancy Town, USA with the live music in the lobby.
I love it. I love live musicians. It adds so much. If it's just a pianist, but there's a band, it's so great. It's so fun and old-fashioned. And that's what they're going for.
My favorite thing, probably my favorite thing to do in Disney World or Universal or any place in the world, is to have a really good cocktail, really good company, and live music.
When you have a live orchestra playing in the lobby when you arrive, you know you're someplace special. You know there's Disney magic everywhere.
The Grand Floridian, in my opinion, is the best Disney World resort to be at around Christmas time.
Christmas time is a truly beautiful and magical experience to be held. It's gorgeous. It's iconic. Let's talk about the gingerbread house.
That is the world's biggest gingerbread house. And you can walk in it. You can walk inside it. It's absolutely unbelievable. And you just want to bite it. It's amazing.
And they actually sell treats out of it, gingerbread treats that the bakery team makes. And this thing is incredible. Like, it's literally hundreds and hundreds of pounds of ingredients, and they work on it for months and months, and they make this gigantic and intricate, and there's hidden Mickeys all over it, and there's characters all over it, and it is amazing, this gingerbread house. The whole place smells like gingerbread, and then they've got this huge tree in the middle there, and sometimes carolers come, or Mickey and Minnie in their fancy Victorian Christmas outfits will come, or the princesses will come, and it's so magical. It's like, if you go to one resort at Christmas time, it's gotta be the Grand Floridian.
I believe the resort that fits my personality best is the Polynesian. At the end of the day, you know, I love being bougie when it's time to be bougie, but I love the party when it's time to party.
You know what's funny is I think some people would say the Grand for me.
Morgan is totally the Grand. Don't let her lie to you. She is so, she got a British parent. She's very posh. Very posh.
Actually, this is very Grand Floridian. Then I bring the contemporary.
She's so posh.
Grand and Polly could go back and forth. Depends what kind of mood I'm in. Am I in a silly haha Trader Sam's funny skipper jokes kind of mood? And I want to eat some pulled pork nachos and so much meat I have to unbutton my pants? Or am I feeling a little fancy? Am I feeling a nice cocktail and to listen to the pianist and then eat a fancy meal, well, it could go either way, but I think more often than not, the Poly would win.
I think I would say contemporary because I think I'm very up to date, but I'm really like totally retro 1970s.
None of them. Put me at that resort that didn't get built. That's the resort that's me. That unfinished decades resort, that's me. I'm that.
I think the monorail resorts are iconic. They are 3 of Disney's most popular and well-known resorts. 2 of them were opening day resorts. So yeah, I love the monorail resorts. I think it's one of the most fun things to do is do either like a monorail crawl where you stop and get a bite to eat and a drink at each of the 3 resorts, or tour them at Christmas time. I think not enough people go to the resorts that they're not staying at. And you should. These are 3 you should absolutely go check out.
If I was gonna live in one of these resorts, it would probably be the Contemporary because I love it. Like, it's just, personally, it's my hotel home. I
think it would be the Contemporary because I would want to commute. I would want to step out of my door and just step onto the monorail.
I think I'm going Poly. I'd like to go one of those, the rooms that's out on the water, like the platform rooms. They're out on the water. I'll live there in a heartbeat. That'd be great.
I would go with the Polynesian because I could get Ohana every night. And I mean, I assume that I have limitless money here. I could get Ohana every night. I could go to Trader Sam's. And I basically kind of feel like I could just live that island life.
But I'm afraid I would get sick of that Polynesian flair food after a while. Like, it's kind of all the same. It's all good, but it's all the same. You're gonna get the same flavor profile at every location. So I kind of think I'm gonna say the Grand, because the variety in menu between Gasparilla, Narcoossee's, Citrico's, 1900 Park Fair, the Cafe, Meisner's, I think I'm gonna get more variety in my food choices, and I'm gonna base this solely off of food.
All I need is broccoli. You know, I don't need much food-wise, so I think I'll find fine options. I'm living definitely at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Dole Whip, thank you. Yes.
Polynesian. Because I feel like people who live in Hawaii and on tropical islands are kind of really laid back and chill.
When do I move in? I'm ready. Can I come now? I would like to move in now.
Full House went to Disney World, and Aunt Becky was mad at Uncle Jesse. So he got in that piano. That piano is still there today. And he sang, "With every word I can, I'll be I talk forever." Hey everybody, it's Molly. Thanks for watching this episode of RTT. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you know when new episodes are coming out. And if you want more RTT, click over here for a playlist of all of our Disney Parks episodes. And if you want more AllEars, click over here to catch up on the Disney World Ultimate Race Tournament. Thanks for watching.